Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wrestling News CC, where we dive deep into the biggest, most dramatic, and jaw-dropping stories from the world of professional wrestling. Today's story is one that has sent shockwaves through the entire WWE Universe. It's one of those moments that you won't soon forget. We're talking about the shocking return of the Undertaker, the Phenom himself, who has come back with a chilling message for the entire WWE roster. But before we get into the haunting return of the dead man, let's rewind the clock a little bit. Let's dive into what led to this unforgettable moment, starting with one of the most brutal and unprovoked attacks in recent WWE history. We're talking about none other than the ring general himself, Gunther, and the devastating assault he unleashed on none other than Jimmy Uso. Yes, you heard that right. Big Jim. One half of one of the most iconic tag teams in WWE history. Let's break it all down, shall we? The rise of Jimmy Uso. To truly understand the significance of this moment, we first need to look at the rise of Jimmy Uso, a man who has cemented his legacy as a member of the famed Anoa'i wrestling dynasty. Jimmy, alongside his twin brother Jay, became one of the most successful tag team wrestlers in WWE. Their chemistry, their passion, their connection with the fans, it all contributed to making them one of the most beloved teams in the company's history. But Jimmy Uso wasn't just a tag team guy. He had a hunger, a drive to prove that he could stand on his own, without being overshadowed by his brother. That ambition has led to some of the most compelling storylines in recent years. And yet, as much as he tried to break free from his brother's shadow, the grip of the Bloodline and Roman Reigns continued to loom large over him. The Bloodline saga, one of the most talked about stories in WWE history, has been full of betrayal, shifting alliances, and surprising twists. It was always clear that Jimmy and Jay were key players in the Bloodline, but it also became clear that both men had their own struggles with their roles within the faction. And that internal struggle reached a boiling point. Just as Jimmy appeared to be finding his own rhythm outside of the looming influence of Roman Reigns, something happened that would completely change his trajectory. Something that no one saw coming. Gunther's ruthless assault. Enter Gunther. The ring general. The punishing powerhouse who has been making waves in WWE since his arrival. Gunther is a man who isn't afraid to impose his will on anyone who dares to stand in his way. He's disciplined. He's calculated. And when he's in that ring, he's nothing short of dominant. But when Gunther set his sights on Jimmy Uso, it wasn't just another match. It wasn't a run-of-the-mill rivalry or feud. This was personal. The attack was brutal, calculated, and most importantly, unprovoked. It was an assault that left Jimmy Uso battered and broken, both physically and mentally. Fans were left wondering, why Jimmy? Why now? The WWE Universe, along with the superstars themselves, struggled to make sense of Gunther's actions. Was this a strategic move? Was Gunther trying to weaken the Bloodline from the inside, targeting its members one by one? Or was this part of a larger plan to make a statement? There's no denying that Gunther is a man who's been gunning for a bigger piece of the pie. He's been on a rampage, taking down any superstar who stands in his way. But this attack on Jimmy Uso? This wasn't just about taking out a potential threat. This was about sending a message. A message that says Gunther is done waiting for opportunities. He's done playing by the rules. He's ready to take whatever he wants, and anyone who dares to stand in his way will be crushed beneath his boot. Gunther's ruthless aggression sent a shockwave throughout the WWE locker room. Everyone was left asking, is Gunther now targeting the most powerful factions in WWE? And what does this mean for the Bloodline moving forward? The return of The Undertaker. As the WWE Universe was still reeling from Gunther's assault on Jimmy Uso, something far more sinister was about to unfold. The lights in the arena suddenly dimmed. The ominous gong echoed throughout the arena. Fans' hearts skipped a beat as they knew exactly what was coming. And then, the mist. The eerie fog rolled out as the unmistakable silhouette of The Undertaker appeared at the entrance. The dead man had returned. The crowd erupted in an explosion of cheers, their excitement palpable as they witnessed the return of one of the most iconic figures in wrestling history. But this wasn't just a feel-good moment. This wasn't a nostalgia trip for the fans. No, The Undertaker had come back with a chilling purpose, a message that was just as powerful as the man himself. The Undertaker's return wasn't just a moment of fanfare. It was the beginning of something darker, something far more ominous. The Phenom didn't just come back to soak in the cheers. He came back with one goal in mind, to deliver a message to Gunther. And that message was simple, yet terrifying. Gunther may be a dominant force in WWE, but there is one thing that Gunther has yet to encounter, the true power of The Undertaker. The dead man's return sent shivers down the spine of every WWE superstar, as they all now know, when The Undertaker is involved, nothing is ever the same. What does this all mean for Gunther? Now, let's pause and take a step back to look at the larger implications of this shocking turn of events. Gunther, the ring general, has made it clear that he will stop at nothing to dominate WWE. He's already taken down Jimmy Uso, and he's been dominating his competition for months. But now, the Phenom is involved. What does this mean for Gunther's future? Is he prepared to face a threat like The Undertaker? We all know that the dead man doesn't just fight for the sake of fighting. No, he fights when he has something to prove, and when his legacy is on the line. The matchup between Gunther and The Undertaker is one that has the potential to be one of the most thrilling and brutal encounters in recent history. The two men's styles are polar opposites, but that's what makes it so intriguing. Gunther's precision and power against The Undertaker's experience and supernatural presence, it's a clash that could very well change the course of WWE history. The legacy of The Undertaker and Gunther's future. For Gunther, the return of The Undertaker is not just a test of his physical strength. It's a test of his character, his resolve, and his will to stand tall against an iconic force that has defined the business for decades. If Gunther can defeat The Undertaker, it would cement his status as one of the most dominant forces in WWE history. But what if he can't? What if The Undertaker proves that even the mighty ring general is no match for the power of the dead man? One thing is for sure, Gunther's path forward just got a lot more complicated. If he thought his reign of terror was unchallenged, he's about to learn that The Undertaker is a force that cannot be ignored. And for Jimmy Uso? The assault may have left him broken, but it also sparked a chain reaction that has brought back one of the most legendary figures in WWE history. Jimmy may have been the catalyst for this entire story, but in the end, it might just be The Undertaker who decides where this story goes from here. Ladies and gentlemen, what we witnessed was nothing short of historic. Gunther's brutal attack on Jimmy Uso set the stage for an epic clash that now involves The Undertaker, a man who has left his mark on WWE in ways that no one else ever could. As we move forward, the question remains, what's next for Gunther? Will he be able to maintain his dominance in the face of The Undertaker? Will Jimmy Uso rise from the ashes of this attack and claim redemption? Whatever happens, one thing is certain, WWE will never be the same after the return of The Undertaker. The dead man has spoken, and when the Phenom enters the scene, all bets are off. So, what do you think? How will this shocking twist affect WWE? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. Don't forget to subscribe to Wrestling News CC for more breaking stories, shocking twists, and all the drama from the world of wrestling. Until next time, stay tuned, and as always, keep your eyes on the ring. But wait, there's so much more to discover. Click on the next video right here, shown on the screen, for more exclusive insights, reactions, and all the latest happenings in the wrestling world. You won't want to miss it. Every click helps us grow and brings you more amazing content. So please, don't leave just yet. Join us for the next video and keep the wrestling conversation going. Thank you for being part of our community. Goodbye for now.